Hey, welcome back everyone. I am Matt Larson, and yes, I am still alive and kicking. Just been a little while since I made my last post. Life's been busy, but you know what? There's some pretty important events that have taken place that I figured, you know what, I need to at least mention and get the word out and hear what other people's thoughts are. My first one that I want to talk about today is about the movie American Sniper that basically depicted Chris Kyle, who was awarded the most successful, if you want to call it that way, sniper of all time in American history. He has 160 confirmed kills during his 4 tours during the Iraq War. And I have very mixed feelings about this because, you know what, I am a very strong proponent of defending our country, but I think as most people have recognized that, you know what, the war in Iraq was not successful. I actually think, and a lot of people will agree with me, that maybe Iraq would have been a little bit better off having us not go in there and decentralize, basically just screw everything up possible with their government and with everything else during that time. They didn't want us there. They still don't want us there. And some people might say, you know, we need to be the world police, but I think the CIA coined a pretty good term called blowback that proves, you know what, we don't need to be the world's police. So back to the topic, a lot of people are talking about Clint Eastwood's new video, American Sniper, where it talks and kind of shows everybody on the outside what Chris Kyle went through as a sniper in the Navy SEALs. And I, for one, haven't read the book, and I don't plan on seeing the movie. I, for one, am not a strong supporter of, however we want to classify it, but as almost proactive war, and that's what this was. I mean, we went into Iraq under the assumption that there is weapons of mass destruction. We never found any. People are going to say, oh, well, we gave them enough time for them to hide it. You know what? Even if they had enough time to hide it, there's no way that they were going to hide it that well to where the United Nations bomb squad couldn't go in and find all these weapons. The reason why we went over there was, for one, oil. That's it. Plain and simple. We wanted to make sure that the right people controlled the oil fields over there in Iraq, and we were successful. We kept oil prices high. And so that's one of the main reasons why I don't really think that I could go and support this movie by watching it and paying an admission to it. And second of all, a lot of people that are actually surprising me on Facebook, they're talking about how, oh, if you think Chris Kyle's a coward, you guys have no idea what you're talking about, and blah, blah, blah. It's not his fault that he had to go in and join this war and go there and do all these missions and kill these innocent people. And they're the same people that talk about how law enforcement officers are pigs and awful people because why do they have to just listen to orders and do what's told and not follow the Constitution? And that's their argument. So how is that not the same? And I know I'm not talking to every single person out there, so I apologize if I offended you by thinking that I classified you in the same group. But there's a large amount of people, surprisingly, that are saying it's different between what Chris Kyle did and what the law enforcement officers are doing of today. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Do you think that we can tie these two groups together, the Chris Kyles of the world, the people that are in the U.S. Navy and any other branch of the military that are going overseas, and you know what, they are killing people, whether it's through drone strikes that have killed, I believe that this last report that I saw, 50 innocent civilians were killed in one of the drone strikes. Do you think Chris Kyle maybe killed someone that would have been innocent due to collateral damage? We don't know. We weren't over there to see it. And that's the same thing with law enforcement too. You know what? There are many good law enforcement officers out there, and I support as many of those as I can. It's that very small, minute number of people that definitely go ahead and get all the bad headlines and bad press because it's a lot easier to make sure the bad news is heard compared to the good news. So that's my question to you. Is there a difference between the Chris Kyles and the law enforcement officers of today? And the second story that I want to talk about actually happened in my home state of Minnesota that affected me personally. I met this person. David Crowley is the screenwriter and director of a production that's called Gray State. I met him down back in 2012 down in Tampa, Florida. He was a person who was definitely strongly against what he would classify as the New World Order. It's a term many people know about the police state, basically. Tragically, he was found dead along with his wife and daughter on Sunday. The part that really doesn't sit well with me was that it took weeks before this guy was found. Why was nobody, family or friends, looking for him? I mean, they said that they haven't seen him before Christmas. I mean, it's been weeks that no one's heard from him. To me, something just doesn't seem right to me at that point, that nobody misses a guy. I mean, how does nobody miss their daughter or son or granddaughter? How does nobody notice that the student's been gone for that many weeks and yet nobody's been contacted? Something does not seem kosher to me on this one. So David Crowley, his family, I hope that you guys rest in peace. And I want to know what you guys think on that as well. Leave your comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you share this video. Share it with friends and family. If you also haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the current political news. As always, I'm Matt Larson. Go Ron Paul. Peace.